How's it going, everybody? Power Metal Ranger here again for another Ranger Talk. On this episode, a special episode, we have the incredible Nite and Zolt from legendary band Dreamtale. Thank you both so much for joining me here. I'm just beyond excited and ecstatic to have you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
It was a pleasure. Yeah, thank you so much for having us.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time. Truly honored to have you folks here. So how are you both doing on this fine day?
Everything's
I
all
am
right.
doing yeah, awesome. I am doing okay. Everything is great.
Good. Glad to hear it. New album, Everlasting Flame, is out. How are you feeling? Relieved, anxious, excited?
I'm gonna say excited.
Okay.
Yeah, same here. I am excited also, and of course somehow I feel relieved because it was a quite long process. So now we finally have this our little baby in our hands. so yes, I'm relieved, but I'm really excited and really happy. Yes.
Awesome. Yes, you've nurtured the baby and you've released it out into the wild now to watch it grow, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Awesome. All right, so I kind of want to go back to the beginning, really, of this project and whatnot. So for both of you, this is the first album with Dreamtale. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So how did you both really get recruited or come to be on board with Dreamtale, and how did what was it like at first, and did everyone just get along right from the beginning?
That's a good question. I've been a Dreamtale fan since, I don't know, 2005 maybe, when I heard Difference, and I just played it on the radio of my car, and my mom loves it, and my brother loves it, and my family is all in on this band, and
Yeah.
and then 15 years forward, and I see that like half of the band is leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And it was breaking my heart, and I thought, damn, if I can do anything to help these guys go on, I will do it.
Yeah.
I sent an email to Rami, and we started off great, no problems at all. So yeah, and now we're here.
Awesome. And Nite, how did you get on board here?
Yeah, the same kind of story like Zolt has. I heard their song Farewell a very, very long time ago, and I was thinking that, oh my God, this music is so awesome. And suddenly I realized that I am singing that song myself. So yeah, when I saw that the band members are leaving and they are doing some kind of a rearrangement to band members, I decided to send a message to Rami. I knew him before like long years ago. So I sent him a message and said that, hey, maybe we should try how it works. And yeah, I think that it worked well. Here we are.
Awesome. Yeah, I personally think it worked out very well also. And, it was definitely alarming when you see a bunch of members leaving, and it's like, Dreamtale has been a mainstay in the genre for decades now. I mean, so long back.
Yes.
And Zolt, it always, when you say 2005, you got into Dreamtale and whatnot, and then fast forward 15 years, I'm like, it really has been 15 years since 2005. It just, time just goes by so quickly. It's scary, but yeah. So you guys kind of sought him out and were like, hey, look, we love this band. We'd love to be a part of it. That's so cool. Both of you, have past histories with other, ventures and experiences with other bands and music and whatnot. How did you approach Dreamtale, given your past experiences? Did you carry any of that forward, or did you kind of feel like you were starting fresh, on just a new template?
Well, first of all, I learned all the solos for the songs that Seppo had written, and I really appreciate Seppo. He's a great guitar player, awesome solos. I just appreciate his work so much. I obviously, let's say that Seppo plays his own solos better than me, obviously. So I am going to change them a little bit so they fit in my style. But I do my best to just keep them as Seppo as possible.
Oh my God. Oh dear. Yeah. Are you finished already, Zsolt? Do you want to say something else?
Well, when it comes to my own solos, well, they're obviously the slate is clean, so I just come up with my own solos. But first, I was obviously practicing those Seppo solos, and that has influenced me a lot when writing my own solos. So yeah.
Okay, so you kind of just wanted to start with a clean slate with Dreamtale, pretty much.
Sure, yeah. While like keeping Seppo's legacy alive.
Yeah, awesome, very cool. And Nite, I have to mention, of course, that you were a singer in Battle Beast and whatnot. I know that was a big part of your career. I'm sure most people recognize you from that. Did any of that carry forward into Dreamtale, your experiences with that? Did you bring anything that you learned during that time or any other time into this, or did you view it as more of a fresh start?
I think it's like both. I can bring my knowledge of singing, and of course I am learning every day, and you have to learn every day because you are not ready, and you have to be open to learn new things. And of course I can bring old stuff in Dreamtale, but also it gives me opportunity to learn something new, and I want to create new things, and I want to learn, and I want to do new things. So it's like mix of old and new.
Cool.
And of course voice changes during the years, because those Battle Beast times, it's quite a long time ago, so voice changes and everything. So yeah, it's kind of a mix of old and new.
Very cool. It gives you the opportunity to do something new.
Yeah, and it keeps mind fresh and keeps my sound fresh if I learn something new, and I want to give something new experience with my voice to the fans and listeners. So yeah.
Awesome. Nite, this question is for you. On this album, you share vocal duties. How was that dynamic of the dual vocalists and all of that? How did you approach that, and how did you feel about doing that?
It was very interesting, because my voice and Jarno's voice, they are quite similar, but they are different. And yeah, it was kind of a strange when we were singing those songs in studio, because in some point we didn't even hear which one of us is singing. So so yeah, it was quite amazing experience. How do I say? Yeah.
Yeah, you
Can
both,
you
go
imagine?
together so well and create a really, really cool dynamic together. How is it determined who would sing which parts, or how that would work? Or, you're like, oh, I want to sing this section, or that song, that one's all mine. How did that work?
Actually, we did all the songs we sang all the songs like separately. So it was like mix and match. So Rami basically, of course, we had the chance to say that, hey, I want to sing that part, but we didn't use that. What we could easily do, that I would be the one who would sing the highest part. So no, we didn't want to go to that, because we know that Jarno also can sing very high notes. So we also want to break that kind of a style that it always has to be women or me who has to sing those high notes. So we sang all the songs separately, and then we kind of did some kind of a mix and match of those songs. So yeah.
That's so cool. That's so interesting that you both did everything pretty much, and then they just kind of go. Yeah.
And then we just added all things and some kind of extras. But yeah, we didn't know already who is going to sing which part in different songs. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, that's interesting to know.
Yeah.
That's a good way of doing it, rather than saying, no, yeah, you're just going to do this part, or you're just going to do that part. You both do it all, and then see what works best with putting the puzzle pieces together, basically.
Yes.
You have all the pieces, and then see what fits best.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, really, really cool. Yeah, and I gotta say, you and Jarno sound so awesome together. And yes, his voice is, both of you have such a range and such a dynamic. So it's really cool hearing the two of you together. I think that really brought something special to this album, personally.
Thank you very much.
Of course. And Zsolt, this question is for you, sir. What was it like working on guitars with the legendary Rami Karanen? That had to be quite an experience when you came on board and started working with him on that. What was that like for you? And
Let's see. I mean, wow, that's a good question.
So you said the guitar solos, they were already written when you came on board?
Oh, no, not for this album. No. Okay. I mean, I'm talking about like the previous Dreamtale albums and those solos. So that's what I was referring to.
Gotcha.
I did learning at Symphonic.
So this was all new.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, this is all new. And yeah, I mean let's say that I just learned the parts that Rami writes for the rhythm parts.
Okay.
I just learned them how they are, and then I add my own spice to them. I try to find something a little bit different that I can try, just to like push the boundaries a little bit. Like for example, on Silent Scream, I think on the second verse, I came up with some guitar riffs or stuff there. Yeah. So that was fun. It's really easy to work with Rami's guitars. Rami likes to keep it quite, let's say, like simple and like it's easy to add your own flavors on top of that if you want. But they also work just as they are. So it's really my choice if I want to try to play on it, something different on that, or just keep it as it is.
So Rami kind of sets the baseline really of this is kind of how it's going to work to an extent, but he gives you the freedom. You kind of have the freedom to add your own your own personality to it, if you will. You can change things up and really cool. So awesome. So I guess that leads me into the songwriting process for this album. How did you all go about crafting such a diverse and dynamic album. The Rami, he takes primary songwriting duties, I guess, or is it all everyone kind of coming together? And
Yeah, Rami is the primary songwriter. Basically all of the songs except for one song is written by Rami on this latest album. Yeah, Rami basically brings pretty ready demos to us, and then we just play our own instruments on top of that, basically.
Gotcha.
And the lyrics, Rami doesn't really write lyrics, so that's up for the vocalists or me or whoever wants to write lyrics.
Oh, so everyone kind of contributes to the lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Rami kind of, he's got the music pretty much written, and like you said, he brings the demos, and then you guys can put in your 2 cents or add anything or say, hey, you know, I'd like to do this here or that here, but the general the sound or the general, you know, music tracks, I guess, are already pretty much done.
Yeah, you are correct. But yeah, it's pretty much already done. Like Rami has this kind of idea how he wants these songs to sound, but we have also an opportunity to bring something if we want, and if it fits there. So yeah, it doesn't mean that if he gives us a song that here is a song that we are not allowed to do anything to it. So it isn't that way. So we all have our chance to say what we would like to do and what we could change or how it could work. But we have to have these ideas first. So yeah, so we can try how it works. But yeah, Rami does basically every song except one song from on this latest album. So yeah.
Yeah, and I really have to give credit to Akseli Kaasalainen, our keyboard player. Because Rami really doesn't do keyboards because Akseli is so good at it. So Akseli brings, you could say that Akseli brings many songs into life with his keyboards. They may change very drastically after the keyboards are added. For example, the last song on our album, the Pirate's Lullaby. Yeah, that was. It was funny because the first demo was like, just, you know, Rami playing his guitar. I think it was like even a distorted guitar all the way through, and you know it starts very slowly with the keyboard stuff, and yeah, it was amazing to hear when I first heard what Akseli came up with that song.
Yeah, that could really change, I guess, the sound or the direction of a song, you know, with the keyboards. And there's a lot of keyboard work, a lot of you know, orchestral kind of sound, you know, so I guess he writes a lot of that on his own. Rami doesn't so much do the keyboard, you know, direction.
Not much,
yeah. Akseli does the keyboard magic.
It is magic. Everything on the album, in my opinion, is magic. The guitars, the keyboards, the vocals, the drums, everything. It just comes together so well. And it's so cool because everyone comes from such different, you know, everyone's got their different backgrounds and whatnot. And so, you know, I guess everyone knew the direction of the album from the start to an extent, but you know, I guess it started in one spot, but did you all know how the end result would, how you would arrive at the end result? You know, at the beginning, when you're all given the demos, I'm sure that sounded a lot different than what the final product sounds like.
It is like it's really different because it of course during the time when time goes by, so it has to have some kind of a changes because it's just a demo, and when you add something, then you can hear that, oh, this is not working. So it's really good that we had time to process this album such a long time, because all the band members, not all, but pretty much all the band members were new. So we had that time to create. So it had to be so rushedly done. So yeah, and of course, demo is a demo, and it has to be different in albums. So of course, mix and match.
Was there an expected, at the beginning, when you all got together and you had the demos and all of that stuff, did you all kind of come together and say, hey, this is the sound that we want to have at the end? Did you all have kind of a goal in mind when approaching this at the beginning, or was it kind of like, let's see where things take us?
It's a ladder.
Yeah.
Let's see where things take us. Yeah, that's how it pretty much went.
Cool. One thing just kind of built upon another when everyone's feedback and input.
Yeah, and it was actually a surprise when you finally, like, when we decided the track order on the album. Yes. Because that was like a little bit weird for me, because I didn't really know like how this album is gonna sound. What is the order? How do we start? Do we like kick the listener straight in the balls from the beginning, or do we like have this kind of intro like on the debut album of Dreamtale, or what do we do, and how do we end the album? It was, yeah, there were lots of discussion about that, but yeah, honestly, we had no idea when we started the thing where we would end up.
Yeah, it's like, how do you tell this story? You have all the parts, but you want them to tell, a particular story.
Yeah.
So what was, for both of you, what was your personal experience and journey like, from beginning to end for this album? And how do you feel personally? How do you feel with the finished product? With Everlasting Flame, you have the whole thing, it's ready, and you have that sound. What are your feelings, with that? How do you feel about the final result, I should say?
I am very happy and very. I don't even say that I'm surprised, because I know already that this is going to be awesome, because this I don't know, you just feel it when you can hear it like first time when you hear those mixing versions or something, you can hear that this is something different, what I have, for example, personally never done before, and this is going to be like huge thing. So yeah, I feel really happy, and I am really proud of this, what we have done.
Yeah, and Zsolt, how was your personal journey through this album, and how do you feel of the final result?
Well, I'm really proud of the album. I'm so happy how it came out, and it just sounds awesome, and it's weird. I was like listening to the demos and then the final result, and I'm really not sure still what songs on the album are like the hit songs or the best songs. There's just so many good songs.
Song?
It's very hard to say.
Yeah, of course.
Because I first when I was listening that album, like before it was released, I had this kind of a songs which I like most, But now I have to say that I like all of them, and I can't wait to perform them on live. So yeah, I like all of them because they have so different. We have so different kind of style in those songs. So you can perform different kind of singing styles, and so I cannot, for example, say straight what is my favorite song because it might change every day, and I like all of the songs so much. Yeah.
I really like those like epic, a bit longer songs, such as I guess Ghost Ride on this album is could be counted in one of those.
I love that song.
I really like it. Might not have the catchiest chorus or anything like that, but like if you like for example on Last Goodbyes, it has a really catchy chorus and great melodies, but Ghost Ride is such an epic journey. Ghost Ride, if you will.
Every song is memorable in its own right, you know, like how you're saying, you know, some songs may have a catchy chorus, or other songs may have just the epic journey kind of feel. Some songs may have a more ballad style, but they're all memorable in their own right. Like I also love Eye for an Eye. That song is just really, really cool. It has kind of the heavy kind of hidden type stuff. I love that style. So yeah, it's really cool. You kind of get all sorts of flavors on this album. So yeah, it's really neat. So again, it's hard, like for me as well, it's hard to pick a favorite song because there's so many that you love. And the album as a whole, you know, you kind of have to take it all in as a whole, and it's just a great experience. So how do you feel that this album differs from perhaps previous Dreamtale releases? I feel like this album has somewhat of a different sound, but it still sounds like Dreamtale, which is great, which may have to do with Rami and his songwriting, but it does have a different feel. How do you think, or what was brought to this album maybe that gives it a different flair, or a different just a different feel? I feel like this is perhaps, if not one of the most dynamic and diverse albums Dreamtale has released to date. What do you credit maybe to that? What would you credit to that?
That was a hard question, actually. Maybe the years have done those changes, because it has been quite a few years when the previous album was released.
Yeah.
So maybe I think that could it be that? What do you say, Zolt? Or
I mean,
is it just that that the different band members bring something new and some kind of a new flavor to new album? So it's really hard to say.
Well, that too. I mean, obviously we have now two singers. Well, we have had like on the first album there was Sanna Natunen singing a couple of lead singing on a couple of songs. So it's like nothing new really, but still it's different, and well you need to have your own sound, and that brought together with Dreamtale is something new for sure. But also in the songwriting, I think Rami really went on a diverse like paths this time. I mean, there's the Parrot's Lullaby that I mentioned, and then there's Ghost Ride, and there's just so many different kind of songs. I don't think, just like you said, that there is no other Dreamtale album that is so diverse.
Yeah, it's almost this album almost sounds like a fresh start, like a new era for Dreamtale, and that's really exciting. Yeah. So what does the future hold now? I guess that Everlasting Flame has come out. what does the future hold for Dreamtale? Are you guys working on a tour, or is there some new music already in the works, or is it just rest and relaxation time?
What is that? What is that?
Right. What's the meaning of that word, right?
Yeah,
Rest.
I don't recognize those words. So, oh my.
There's no such thing as that in the Dreamtale
Yeah,
dictionary.
no rest.
No.
Yeah, new songs. Yeah, and we are planning a tour, but and gigs also, but. Times are really strange nowadays. So still, even if we have this COVID thing went like a little bit, we have survived from
Yes.
it.
Hopefully
So
it's
still
moving to the past, knock on wood.
Yeah, hopefully, yes.
Yeah.
But still there are things in this world which are like making things quite hard.
Yeah.
And of course, it's very understandable. So yeah, we are working with tour, we are working with gigs, and new songs are in process. So no worries, new songs are coming.
Awesome.
They are on their way.
So not as long a wait. I should dare to say not as long a wait between the previous album and Everlasting Flame. It should not be quite such a gap between Everlasting Flame and a new album.
Hopefully not. Because,
right.
Yeah, hopefully not. I think that we are so eager to do new stuff and new albums, and I think that we have material already so much that we have to just make that process again, like do those lyrics and figure out which one of me or Jarno is singing which part and things like that. But now we have done it once, so I think that the second album with this kind of this group it's much more easier. Now we know how to do it, and we can do it. We know it.
Awesome. So is it safe to say that this group, this new Dreamtale, if you will, this new era of Dreamtale, everyone is sticking together here for at least the foreseeable future?
Maybe for 40 years or 15 years. Yeah.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
This is the Dreamtale for the next 40 or 50 years, folks.
Yeah.
You heard it here first.
Already, so now we are going till the grave.
That would be fine with me. Not going to the grave, of course, but
yeah,
just that this is the Dreamtale. This is what we got. So that's good to hear that you guys are all just really seem to have gotten along together, and you're working well together, got new stuff coming, got tours going. It's awesome. Great to hear. And I guess the last question is, what would you say is your biggest the takeaway that you want the listeners to have when listening to Everlasting Flame? What do you want the listeners to be left with from this album, and what do you want them to look forward to?
Zsolt, do you have anything to say?
That's a hard question. Well, obviously the purpose of the album is to entertain all the listeners. We are creating this happy power metal thing that we've been doing for 20 plus years. So yeah, we hope that the album leaves the listener like let's say happy and craving for more.
Yeah, and amazed, I think.
Yeah.
And happy and amazed, because there is something for everyone, and different kind of a person finds something in different songs, so there is something for everyone. So yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. And Zolf, like how you said, You want the feeling of happy, and Nite, you say, you know, you want people to feel amazed and blown away. I think your passion, you know, everyone's passion, you know, in this project, I really think it shines through in the album. There's just something special there. So I have to commend you all for bringing that to the listener, you know, through the album. It's quite the feat, and you know, that's always something special when the listener can just hear the passion and the love that the group, that the band has for the album, for when it comes through. It's just really something special. So just a huge congratulations to you all for the release of Everlasting Flame, and for your, you know, best wishes for continued success. I know myself as a fan, I think I speak for all fans, that we're just really grateful for this album, and thank you so much for it. And thank you again for taking the time here to speak with me. I just really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. And yeah, thank you very much.
All right, folks. Well, there you have it. Nita's on the run now. She's out and about. We had a little technical difficulty, but everything Dreamtale, social media, all their stuff I put in the description down below. Go check it out. Go say hey to them on Facebook, or, you know, Instagram, or, you know, all that good stuff, and check out the latest album, Everlasting Flame. It truly is something you don't want to miss. Look at that. There it is. It looks so sharp. That cover, awesome. That's one thing I didn't ask about. Who did the cover work, the artwork? It's awesome.
It's Diliana. She's been doing our cover work for the last 4 albums.
Wow. Yeah, super good.
It's
super
excellent.
Great art. So yeah, check it out. And Zsolt, Nite, I truly cannot thank you enough for taking the time to be here. You guys are awesome. I know all the viewers out there are just super excited. I actually did a little poll to ask people what band they want to see in Arranger Talk the most, and you guys were #1. Everyone wanted to see you guys, so thank you again. I know they're all excited, so yes. So there you have it, folks. Again, check out their latest album, stuff in the description down below, and I'll catch you all next time. Ranger, out.